We're in court now. Captain has joined us. A while ago, a caller was asking about him. An update on his assault case. Captain, good morning.
Good morning, Lily.
How are you?
Today is Wednesday.
You know?
Ladies' time, right?
It's day for the ladies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I noticed that right from the backstage, you see that the ladies are getting ready.
Absolutely.
They are getting into the mood and all that, yes.
But a caller was asking us to give them updates on your attack case.
Yes. I said we've been very quiet for a while now, but the case is still under investigation. The last time that I had an engagement with the police was on Saturday. So we're still getting it. It's just that I cannot put out the plan on air because initially the plan that we had didn't work. So the police will still have to devise some other strategies and other stuff to be able to get the perpetrators involved. So it is still under investigation. As and when there's a concrete or anything that we can report, we'll just let our viewers know. It isn't that we have let the case go.
Absolutely. But let's look at the cases that were in court yesterday, and then we would have to learn to what is coming up today.
Yes. Yesterday, I told you that the biggest case of the day was the Snake OBS case. Yes. Yesterday, 29 counts, including willfully causing financial loss to the state, conspiracy, defrauding by false pretenses, and all that. So the accused persons were 5. And out of 5, Ernest Thompson is involved there, and then some 4 others. When the court made a determination, Justice Henry Anthony Kofi made a determination on the submission of no case, the 29 counts reduced. Okay. Now, Ernest Thompson, who was facing about 20 counts, is now going to respond to 2 counts, conspiracy, and then defrauding by willfully causing financial loss to the state, and some 2 others. So out of the 5 accused persons, Juliet Kramer Hassana, the CEO of Perfect Business Systems, was lucky yesterday. She was acquitted and discharged because the court held that if you look at the testimonies of prosecution witnesses, they were not able to establish a prima facie evidence against her, especially so when it has to do with defrauding by false pretense. So yesterday, out of the 5, Hassana Kramer walked free. So yesterday she was acquitted and discharged. But what is key is that Ernest Thompson and the remaining 3, including the lawyer, are to appear before the court on the 19th of December. And on the 19th of December, Ernest Thompson is expected to open his defense. In fact, when the court was making the ruling, the key actor or the star witness for the prosecution, at a point in time, the court described some of his testimonies before the court as bizarre. Because at one point in time, the court is saying that if you look at changes that were made in relation to deals, some transaction in relation to the Snake OBS matter, it was clear that he was involved, and the kind of testimony that he put before the court could not sustain those counts. So out of the 29, Ernest Thompson, they were acquitted, and a lot of them, but they have to face, come out the witness box and then respond to 2 counts, which has to do with conspiracy and then willfully causing financial loss to it. So yesterday, it was clear. 1 person walked away. Hassana Kramer was set free, and that the remaining 4 will have to be back in court to open their defense.
I know Ernest Thompson was in high spirits, hoping that
of course.
For
those of us who love Accra Hearts of Oak, we know that the heydays of Accra Hearts of Oak, he was heavily involved there, there. But of course, the law is the law. When you are being accused, it is now time for him to also tell his side of the story. Then now the court will now weigh all the stories that have been told, and the court will make a determination as to whether the charges will succeed or they will walk free.
What's the update on the Kaswa Millennium City murder?
So yesterday, Nana Abibio, Ben Lord, that's what Ben Lord Abibio, that's the name that a lot of people know him. Obviously, he's traditional ruler somewhere at Kaswa. Yesterday, he appeared before the court with Nana Kwachi, and they are facing 2 counts. In fact, the 2 counts, Ben Lord Abibio is facing the count of conspiracy with Nana Kwachi, and then he is also facing the count of murder. Remember the military officer who was murdered because of some issues of land, issues at Kaswa Millennium City. In fact, the incident happened on April 30, just by the Millennium City Police Station. And so committals have been done. He has pleaded not guilty to both counts. In fact, the other accused person also denied. But he is still on remand And initially it was Justice Lydia Osemafo, a justice of the Court of Appeal, who is handling the matter. But now, because of her elevation and the fact that the case is now about to start, Justice Danquah Kwashi is the one handling the matter. Yesterday, the case was called for the jury and panel. You know, it's a murder case, so the jury will be the ones to deal with the issue. Yesterday, when they converged for the jury to be empaneled, only 9 of them potential jurors were present. So the court said we need about 15 so that the selection will be made. So on the 16th of December, the case will be back in court, hoping that we'll have enough prospective jurors, and then Benlord Abibi will make a selection. He will select his own jury panel to decide his fate and all that. So this case will come out on the 16th of December.
Now, yesterday there was a statement from the judiciary on supposed allegations that judges that are being transferred are going to truncate all the cases that they are handling. What's the latest on that?
So for many who will remember, every now and then we hear news of this judge being transferred, that judge being transferred, and some of them will be presiding over certain cases before their transfer do happen eventually. And so there was a case that a report that came out that one of the judges was transferred, and the reason that the judge was transferred was that there was a case that she was dealing. When she was about to deliver a decision, then she has been transferred. So there was that allegation that it was because of that case that the judge was transferred. So because the CJ and the judicial did not want her to take a decision on that. Yesterday, there was a statement from the Judicial Service, and I'll just read a portion of what that statement has been saying. In fact, it was from the Communication Department of the Judicial Service. And the last but one point talks about the fact that, look, it said there's a standard procedure for transferred judges to follow, including submission of no case completion plan to the Office of the Chief Justice, which allows a warrant to be issued to judges to deliver outstanding judgments and rulings and to complete trials that are near completion. It went on to say that just like other transfers within the judiciary, Justice Prinsila Dikru Ofori, she's the one handling the case, who presided over the criminal trial of Alex Kobna Safo Kantanka, has been transferred from Accra to Kumasi. It said the said transfer is part of the 2024 beginning of the legal year transfer of more than 20 judges at all levels of the court. The judges have presented, it said the judge has presented a list of all outstanding judgments and rulings and has been authorized to deliver all outstanding judgment and rulings on Friday, November 29, 2024. She presented a required case plan, completion plan, for a warrant to complete cases that are pending before. And the court is saying that the Judicial Service of Ghana hereby reiterates that transfers are not done or intended to truncate court cases. It is hoped that the above standard, so in effect, what the Judicial Service is saying is that when we make a transfer, it is not to stop a particular case, but it's something that is being done at the beginning of every year. They look at where the needs be, where they need to go, and make sure that they need to strengthen. Then they allow those judges to go. So definitely once you are going, for instance, let me use Justice Lydia Osemafo, for instance. She's now going to the Court of Appeal, but she's now at the Court of Appeal. The cases that she's handling, she has to, those that are near completion, she has to complete them. The Benlord Abibi's matter that we just mentioned, she started it, but the trial has not started yet. Now, a new judge has come, so she has to allow the new judge to handle. So that's how it works with the judiciary. But in relation to this very case, the Judicial Service has minded to come out with a statement and say that the transfer of judges, it is not to truncate cases, but it is when we identify that there is a need for judges to be transferred, then we transfer them. So that's the statement clarifying that news in the media circulation that they have transferred a particular judge because of a certain case before it.
Right. My better half has joined me.
Your best friend. Your best friend in your class.
Hello, baby.
Hi, darling.
How are you doing?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
I'm okay. You look smashing, dashing, beautiful.
That's how it was make me blush in my blush pink. Yeah.
I know. I mean, see how fine you are looking.
You know.
Sitting by me.
And
it's reflecting on me and it's making me look so handsome this morning. You know.
But
at this particular point, I feel jealous. We want to swap positions. So
Why are you jealous?
This is your seat. So you have to come back to your seat.
Why are you jealous?
I'm only borrowing your seat
Why
for
are
a
you
few seconds.
jealous?
You come to
I
your
don't
seat.
understand the
And the
reason
two shall be
why.
one.
I don't understand the reason why you are jealous. You see,
No,
Murtala,
the
this is
Bible
jealousy.
says,
You have to come
give me
here.
your
This is
hand,
your seat.
baby. You know, the Bible says what God has joined
Lily, I
together.
beg you, claim me. Let me.
Let no man put asunder. Why are you trying to be the man who wants to put what God has joined together asunder?
Yo.
Why do you want to do that?
On this news, let's head back to court. What's happening today?
Yeah, the big
Sexy
one.
Dondon.
Sexy Dondon.
Yeah.
Gucci Youngster. Today is the day for Gucci Youngster, and I wish both of you will be in court to witness what will happen. The jury are expected to deliver their verdict today, and then the outcome of their verdict will know that Sexy Dondon, Daniel Esiedu, Gucci Youngster is going home or is going back to prison. As we speak, he's on remand. And when the incident happened on February 8, 2016, he's still been on remand. You notice that this case started with Vincent Bosu, where he and Vincent Bosu were charged for conspiracy to rob. In fact, the count were 3. Conspiracy to rob, robbery, and a murder.
Right.
So he has been cleared off the conspiracy one, and Vincent Bosu has been left off. So now he's left with the substantive charges of murder and then robbery.
Okay.
Parties have closed their case. They've all said whatever they want to say. Today, Justice Lydia Osema is saying that the parties are coming.
One of
and
our
when they come,
favorites,
one of your favorite, I know. When they come to court today, the parties, lawyers of Daniel Esiedu, led by lawyer JB Danquah, will address the jury. Then prosecution led by Mrs. Sifa Kobache, principal state attorney, will also address the jury. After that, Justice Lydia Osema will also sum up the trial. And the summing up of the trial is very interesting. That is where you see the judge take the jury through from day one, what is before the court, who are the witnesses who came, what they said, the confusion, the contradictions, and what the elements of all that. Then we take the jury also through the element that prosecution is supposed to satisfy, prove the guilt to ensure that the charges sustain. Then they would look at it, what kind of doubts, what does the law say, and then the court will direct them, say, they are supposed to do this, and the court will say, so the decision will have to be either unanimous because of the changes in the criminal justice system. It has to be unanimous 7-0, it has to be 6-1 or 5-2. If you deliver a 4-3, it's a hung jury. You have to start all over again. So they will be clear in their mind and they will retire. And once they retire, then they will go into their chambers, deliberate on their decision. Then when they come, then the judge will be like, the jury, have you arrived at a decision? Yes. No. If no, then they will seek for the necessary clarification and all that. If you have arrived at a decision, the foreman says yes, then the court will ask, is it unanimous or what is it? Then I'll tell the court. Once the outcome is announced to the court, jury, you are discharged, thank you so much, their job is done, then they leave. And if guilty, then Daniel Esiedu will be asked to stand up. And then
the judgment will be pronounced.
In this case, the law is clear. It's not about the judge having the discretion to say that, oh, I'm giving you 16 years or 20 years or 30 years.
What, life in prison?
You have to go in life in prison.
Wow.
Life in prison?
Yes, life in
Do
prison.
they add with hard labor?
No, that's what it's just life in prison.
So where do they add the hard labor?
So
Where
they
does
give
the
you
hard
years.
labor come
So
from?
the hard labor is when there's a discretion for the judge to make. So, for instance, robbery, for instance, defrauding by false pretense, for instance, the situations whereby, and it also comes with the circumstances at the time.
So what is
happened?
the hard labor? What does
So
the
when you
hard
go to
labor
hard, you see people in town
entail?
doing a lot of work.
So I want to understand that when they say hard labor,
Yes.
What does it mean?
say you have been sentenced to 5 years in jail
In hard labor.
with hard labor.
Yes.
What does it mean? And then you've been sentenced to 5 years in jail.
So when you go in there,
What's the difference between someone doing hard labor 5
Yes.
years and someone just doing 5 years?
so going for hard labor. So you go in there, whenever there's work that the prison service will have to carry, or there's any work, national work that they will need people to come and work. Sometimes we walk on the street and we see a lot of prisoners on the street weeding, doing a lot of construction works and all that. These are hard labor that they ask them to do.
So the hard labor is outside of the prison?
It's outside of the prison. So things that the prison service will know that we need people to go in. And then when they are in there, they go through some learn a lot of trade and all that. So in your case, if hard labor is attached to your judgment or your conviction or your sentencing, you have to go there. And then you work you work, and there are some who there's no hard labor attached to their sentences.
Yes.
So you just go there, and then depends, it's discretionary.
So you just be there.
So if they say hard labor, and then the two people are standing there, okay, your judgment or your sentence is hard labor.
So any hard work, you are the one that they will take to go and do it.
So
and then the one who doesn't hard but can the ones who don't have hard labor also be used to do labor?
No, they can be used to, but it's discretionary. So while in your case, it is specified.
It's specified.
So
they have to look for hard work for you to
when there's any hard work, not that you have to look for, if there's any hard work at all. And we know in this country, there are a lot of things that people are.
I'm just wondering where the word hard labor came from. Because I would assume that once you go
so you
to
just
prison,
go in there, then
everybody works like you're in a boarding house. Like everybody
so
works.
for instance, those who have been in the boarding house will note that Saturdays they are going to work, and when they are there, when a senior look at you for you on Pewasem, they will give you a wider portion, a very big, give you a bigger portion to or a place where there are so many stones, and then the place it's not easy to weed. You'll be the one handling all those things.
Anyway, so
hard labor comes with you serving the sentence, so that when you come back, you know that what I did or what happened to me in there is deterrent enough to prevent me from going in there. And they are also supposed to reform. So even though it will be in hard labor, some people go there, they reform, and then they get pardon when presidential pardon and all those things come to bear.
Well, there is the argument as to whether or not the way our prison system is constructed actually encourages reform. People say that people become more hardened, when they come out, just because of how our prison system is. So there's a whole debate, an argument as to whether or not it actually reforms or not.
Yes.
But we know some who have reformed. We know some who are in there, who are reformed in there, but they can't come out again. People have become pastors.
The last time
I believe, is a pastor now.
Yes.
In the prison.
Yeah,
right? You had an interview with him, didn't you?
Who?
Atai.
No, I have not spoken to Atai.
You've not spoken to him.
But when you go to the last time I was in someone prison, that was earlier this year. In fact, I met a convict who saw one of the judges, Lady Fiasewa Saribuchi. And he was thanking the judge for jailing him, because he's come to the prisons and learned so many things. He's transformed. And there are a lot of people who are there.
Will
when
he
you
be
go
coming
there,
out soon, or he will be there
for him, he will be coming out very soon.
So he's happy about the experience.
And there are a lot of people who are there who are reformed. And they say you go there, they learn. They are not just there. Some go to school, they learn training, they learn a lot of skills. And so when they are in there, some are carpenters, some are masons, some learn a whole lot of things. Some also go to school. And so when they are taking through all the situations, all the in and out of why they are there, some of them are there. Of course, there are few who are also there, and of course, they hatch all the big plans, and then when they come out, they are rather hardened more. But the situations in the prisons are not that friendly. Not friendly at all.
Captain, thank you very much.
Thank you to the due, Mr. and Mrs.
Don't be jealous.
No, I'm jealous. So let me just leave it there.
Let me reiterate that what God has put together.
Maybe it's tomorrow when I will not come and sit. I also come and sit.
What God has put together.
I won't respond because I'm jealous.
I like that. You respond. That's it for Court today.